Hey guys, Czar here. Good morning to you. Hope all is well. Trust you're having a good day. It is Freaky Friday, October 17th, 2025, 9:28. We got 1.5 minutes until the open here on New York. It is Freaky Friday, but also option expiration Friday. So things could get interesting. And we have a very interesting set of charts here before we even get started. We have taken out the 4 prior days on the NASDAQ overnight and the 4 days on S&P and 4 days on the Dow, but now have pulled back up into the span of travel of yesterday on the Nasdaq and the S&P and the Dow. In fact, we have a marginal bullish body on the Dow, unchanged body on the S&P, and marginal bearish on the Nasdaq. This is my trading grid, the daily, the 30 and the 1 minute chart, sometimes the 30-second chart for the first few minutes if things are moving very quickly. On my 30-minute time frame, guys, this is my zone time frame. Support and resistance, very simple stuff. A child could do it. We have a turbo zone up above, clean traffic with a naked body right there. We have a turbo zone way down here below with another naked body and a gap move up above there, if you remember, which has subsequently been closed, of course. You can see that overnight, guys, in Asia, we drove all the way down into the open of London, the first 2 or 3 candles or 4, and then found some support and have pushed all the way back up again, basically into the top of the Asian start. On the S&P, we actually got all the way back into the Asian start and above and right into the closing candle area of New York from yesterday, regular trading hours. And so anybody's guess where we go from here. And there's the 1 minute open range, guys. On the NASDAQ, we're looking at about 71.5 points. That's actually quite large. In the S&P, 15 points, which is fairly large for the S&P as well. Going to be very careful here this morning, guys. Very patient as well. As I mentioned, Freaky Friday and Option Expiration Friday. And that can make for quite a mix and some chop and grind and manic random sort of behavior. This is my 1 minute chart, guys. As you can see, we have pulled all the way back up into the Asian open range from 8 p.m. last night. This is the London open range, dropped down, pulled all the way back, erased all of London, and then pulled all the way back up again. And now hanging around here, you will notice that the New York open range is straddling the Asian open range. So now that we know how important this level is here, guys, confirmed with both the New York open range and the Asian open range, I'm going to delete the Asian open range and the London open range just to keep things nice and clean. Nothing for me to do here, guys. I'm going to raise this marker up to there just to kind of bracket this area from there to here, these 2 equal body tops and these 4 wicks that you see here. It's been a very tricky week for many traders, and I'm going to be super patient here and go into the weekend, hopefully with some dry powder ready to go for next week. Just dropping down to the 30-second chart here for a moment. It's not a particularly fast market, but these are pretty sizable moves. Just want to see some more detail in here as we're crossing this barrier. Nothing for me to do. Now just hanging about. Given that it's Freaky Friday, option expiration, we had that big V reversal here overnight or early this morning. I was actually up at around 4 a.m. this morning here, which is late for me, as my private group knows. But given that move already, guys, and Freaky Friday option expiration, blah, 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 I'm going to be super patient and come in with a default mindset of no trades today. Just going into the weekend, cool, calm, and collected, unless something super compelling shows up. And right now, there's no signs of that. Just for the record, guys, this zone is fairly insignificant. It was really a continuation, cascading gravity move down here as a continuation of this. It's not a situation where prices were rallying strongly and then the bears came in and drove them down, right? It's a continuation of a move that had already begun. That's a weaker zone, especially since it's in Asia, right? A very low volume time for a US index. We're now in America, pulling all the way back into the open range here now, guys. So what do we have here, guys? We have a down day, very bearish situation here. We've pulled all the way back up into this key zone. We made a little attempt to break up above and now failing fairly quickly here. And that is a bearish sign for now. Same thing happening here on the S&P. And dropping down below here, guys. Still above VWAP, of course, on both. Nothing for me to do. It's going to be super patient here. And back inside the open range, of course. Typical Freaky Friday behavior. So at this point, guys, I'll have a dynamic open range that incorporates this and this at the very least. My range would likely actually be much bigger than that. It might just be the entire day, given that it's Freaky Friday. I think what I'll do, guys, is use this little wick right here. See that one right there? Because this naked body is down below. But I would need some clean price action to even convince me to attempt to short into this. This by itself, awesome. But not with this going on. One of the things I like to see is the EMAs leave the open range before considering taking a trade. I don't always insist upon that, but I would say that the vast majority of my trades do have at least one of the EMAs outside of the open range before entering. And a very large percentage of my winning trades have EMAs that have cleared the open range. I'm going to delete this zone marker here, guys. I don't think it's particularly relevant, quite frankly. It's the top of this chop and grind. Nearly identical charts, guys, between these two, including where the one standard deviation line is in the EMA configuration, its positioning, even these candles down below, these candles down below. It's fairly unusual to see such near perfect synchronicity. So I will be doing nothing here, guys, unless these EMAs have cleared the open range. I also struggle to go long into this period, but we'll see how we firm up here and where this market wants to go from here. And pushing higher. This thing could go to the moon, guys, and I will not be participating. I'm going to delete my dynamic open range now, guys. Keep things nice and clean. S&P right back inside the open range. NASDAQ working on getting there too. Just bringing out a marker here, guys. Placing a limit order here, guys. If we get a pullback to this entry, I will take it. In fact, above this candle right here. See that there? Watching closely. Stop just inside the open range. Waiting for that pullback, guys. I was actually looking away for a moment. Momentary lapse of attention. Here we go. And there it is, guys, right there. See that little wick? I am long the NASDAQ. Looking for a fairly quick momentum play here. Beautiful orderly break and retest here, guys. Daily candle flipped bullish. We went from a very indecisive earlier picture here to some very clean price action, and this is a beautiful orderly pullback into the 21 and the open range, break and retest. The daily candle flipped bullish right here, guys, right back here. In fact, it did it right there initially, right here. And back in the span of travel of yesterday, this failure to continue down after breaking 4 days is actually a bullish sign, especially after breaking cleanly above the open range, EMAs clearing the open range, S&P doing the same thing, and all three sisters bullish bodies above the 50-day EMA. In fact, NASDAQ above the 21 and shooting for the 9 EMA, which is nice to see. And target one has been hit, guys. And so the 1 hour all or nothing trader has left the game with full profits. And the 2 hour move stop to break even at 1 hour has moved their stop to break even because we hit 1 hour. And now we'll wait and see what happens to the rest of these traders. All right, guys, we're back. It's 10:35, and as you can see, we've pulled all the way back to my original entry here. And so the 2 hour move stop to break even at 1 hour has been stopped out at break even. Now we'll wait and see if we pull all the way back here. It looks like we're going to. And we're back, guys. 10:56 a.m. It looks like we're pulling all the way back to the original stop loss order. And so that will be it for this week, guys. I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. And I will see you next week for Manic Monday and more fun and games. Talk soon, guys.